Now, at least 1 million people are expected to take part in a rally in Paris this afternoon in a show of national unity after the terror attacks last week. But as France reflects on those attacks, what should the political response be? Well, I'm joined now on Skype by two prominent French politicians. We've got Jacques Méart, a senior member of the UMP, Nicolas Sarkozy's party. He joins me from northwest Paris. And Christophe Premat is a member of President Hollande's Socialist Party and a member of Parliament for Northern Europe. He joins me from Stockholm. And a very good morning to you, gentlemen. Mr. Premat, if I may, I suppose ask you both the same question, but Monsieur Premat, first of all, just how important is this show of unity in Paris, not just for France, but for the whole of Europe and indeed the world?
Well, actually, it's very important, not because of the national unity, but you say that a lot of prime ministers from different countries, a lot of presidents, or a lot of different governments will be represented at the demonstration. So it's very important for us because it shows that we have an international solidarity, and then it's very important because we need to have more cooperation to fight against terrorism. So I think we already have a lot of different cooperation. I think about UK and France, but we need to strengthen that because France was attacked yesterday, so 2 or 3 days ago, but a lot of countries were attacked as well. When you think about Canada, Australia, when you think about Denmark, when you think about UK, so it's a global phenomenon, and we have to have solidarity in order to fight against this phenomenon, which is really a big threat for our societies, for our values. So I'm really proud to see that we have a lot of unity. I know that Mr. Cameron, the Prime Minister of UK, will be there. Mr. Le Pen, the Swedish Prime Minister, will be there as well. A lot of different politicians, different representatives. So I think that there is, of course, there is national unity, and you have to think about all the different cities in France and all the different cities in other parts of the world. I live in Stockholm. I will be for a big demonstration at 2 p.m. this afternoon, and it was something which was organized by the Swedish press, and I think it's very important to show that we have to defend our core values in our society. So I feel that's my feeling today about that.
Okay, well, Jacques Méart, I know you're going on the march. How important is this show of unity from your point of view?
Well, first of all, I would say I agree that there is a necessity of international solidarity, but this exists because our services work very well with all intelligence services in Europe, and more than that with United States and many other, even Arabic states. So I think this is a necessity, and we are in a genuine battle. We are at war. But today is more than national unity. It's a battle that we are going to conduct on two levels. First of all, because of course it's a necessity of intelligence. It's a necessity to combat those murders. But secondly, and this is more important in my view as well, it's a battle that bullets can kill people, but they won't kill, our principles, our laws, our willing to live together beyond all differences between the French. And I think that's very important. So in fact, it's not only national unity, it's a battle of principle, battle of values. We say to the world, we say to those murderers that you can kill people, but you are not going to kill our principle, our republican principle, our democracy.
Christophe Premat, can it truly be called a march of national unity if the National Front, the Front National, and Marine Le Pen have not been invited?
Well, actually, I say that it's not only national unity; it's an international unity, I would say, because of all the presence of all the representatives from different countries. We had this discussion about national front or not. I think we have to go over that. It's not a question of political parties of representation. I'm a little bit sad that we had this discussion right now because we need to have unity to fight against this terrorism. But then I think the most important thing is that we have to have a debate on what the freedom of speech means. And I live in Stockholm, I see that I have 10 countries in my constituency, so I see different reactions, and I see that the solidarity of the French people living in those countries is very particular. Why? Because they react as French citizens, of course, but they react as residents in other democratic societies in Europe, and they see that there is an interesting debate to have on what the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech means. And I think we have to do that. That's the most important tribute that we can do for Charlie Hebdo. That what does freedom of speech mean? If we go, can we talk about everything or not? These are the most important questions right now. I think that it's not a question of who will be there or not. And I will be on the march this afternoon, but I won't speak because it's a civilian movement. It's not a politician movement. Of course, we have to be here. We have to show that officially we really have to protect the most important thing that we have in common. But then it's not enough then for the debate which is coming up.
I just want to get Jacques Méhard back. Sorry, Mr. Premat, we are running out of time. But Jacques Méhard, on that issue of freedom of speech, and those that will be watching, a tiny minority of our society in the United Kingdom, of your society in France, will be watching that demonstration, presumably not on it, who actually say, no, we don't feel part of this society and we support what those men did. A tiny minority, but the security services say they exist. How are they addressed?
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer because those people, are almost dropped into a cult, kind of cult sect phenomenon. And how do we get people out of a cult? How do we get people out of a sect? It's very, very difficult because they follow their chief and they are blind to the reality of the world. So that's something that we should start at the very beginning at school, by teaching doubts, by teaching philosophy, by teaching tolerance. And I would say that today we fail in France in certain suburbs because our school did not really teach the right way to those people. And also because, of course, there is a question mark with Islam, with part of Islam. You should not amalgamate, of course, but there is a kind of mystery with those people who really follow blindly those leaders. And this is the most difficult things we have to do, but we have to face it and we have to think over deeply because we cannot accept that people behave this way.
OK, gentlemen, I thank you both very much indeed for your thoughts. Jacques Méhard and Christophe Premat. Now,